Hey, this is John Carlos, and I am here with a look at the Star Wars Black Series action figure of Aurra from the Clone Wars. The packaging may say the Clone Wars, but to me this will always be Aurra from the Phantom Menace. Although I did totally geek out over her appearance in the Clone Wars, I just really like the character, and I'm really glad that Hasbro has finally gotten around to making a figure of her. And I think they've done a pretty good job with it. The details on the head are pretty great as far as, you know, the shading around her eyes, her eyebrows, the way they printed on her eyes. Her lips look good. The beads in the hair. One of the things I really like, though, is this sort of shading in her hair. I like the two-tone effect. The silver paint on the chains and buckles on the front look good. However, you get to the back of the figure, and there's a considerable lack of detail here. Buckles, little cylinders. It's kind of a simple-looking paint application. You know, this figure looks really, really clean. You get some silver there, but no nail paint. Lack of detail on the back of the belt. Oh well. The sculpt on this, though, is really solid as far as her costume, the way the vest lays, the flow of her hair. I really like the sculpt a lot. Kind of standard Black Series articulation that we're used to. I don't want to say you've seen them one, you've seen them all, because there are a few differences in the way they handle shoulders or elbow joints, whether they have double knee joints or whatever, but a Black Series figure's articulation is generally a Black Series figure's articulation. We get two blasters, two unpainted blasters, which I'm starting to get used to from Black Series figures. The sculpts are good. And then we have her rifle, which just has a little bit of brown paint, and then the rest is just an unpainted silver plastic, which is a bit of a bummer. Would appreciate a little more paint on this, but the sculpt on it is really good. And we also get this strap, which has these little kind of like loose nubbins here, and you just sort of hook those around the little spot in the back here. But it's, there you go, and then and it pops off really easy. It's so easy to kind of put on, but then it's also really easy to snap off. But the other end goes right there, and there you go. The strap being removable is actually really helpful when slinging the rifle over her shoulder. If you couldn't detach it, it'd be kind of a pain in the butt to pull it over her arm and her head and her hair to get it on there. So I appreciate that. Also, I appreciate the fact that her index finger and her middle finger line up to the little trigger spots in the pistol. Both wrists hinge up and down, and I do wish that one of them went side to side, because it would make bringing the rifle over into a more natural position a little bit easier. Instead, you have to swivel it over at the elbow joint. And, you know, both hands being trigger finger hands doesn't really help grip the base of the rifle. So, if anything, I think I'm just going to have her, like, kind of hold it, like, up here. This figure, despite my nitpicks about the paint detail, despite me talking about the wrists and the rifle, is a really solid figure. It's got a great sculpt, and you know, if you're a fan of Aurra, it really reads well, and the detail on the head is excellent. The sculpt on her costume is great. Just a little wrinkling on like her stomach, it still reads like a fabric bodysuit. So good job to Hasbro. I do like this quite a bit. There's just, you know, a little room for improvement. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this figure, and if you want to be up to date with all my latest reviews, go ahead and click subscribe.